Hi, I'm Brendan Fehr.
And I'm Majandra Delfino. A decade or two ago,
Closer to 3, really.
a while back, we starred in the cult hit WB show Roswell.
And while we are in fact ex-co-stars, we are also actual exes. In real life.
Boyfriend and girlfriend exes.
Unnecessary clarification. But welcome to the X-Files, where we analyze all things Roswell. Episodes, co-stars, guest stars, and all the goings-on in front of the camera and behind the scenes.
In our probe, we may or may not agree, we may or may not get along, but if our history is any indication, we will most certainly dig up old stuff from the past and throw down. With guests, old and new, weighing in on who was right and who was wrong.
Oh, if we remember it, we're gonna talk about it.
And if we don't remember, it's all good, because I kept my teenage diary to cross-reference, corroborate, confirm.
Wait, what?
Correct. So be prepared to pick a side.
Your actual diary, like, for real.
Having a change of heart?
More like a change of underwear.
Welcome
To the X-Files.
Are you recording on the SD card?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. I see how this is going to start. Just
a question. You said it was reformatting.
Loaded.
Oh my goodness.
Loaded. Speaking of loaded, I am. No, I'm just joking.
And he doesn't mean with money.
Oh, yeah, no. I have... No.
That was incredible. That fly that just flew by your face was ginormous.
I've been losing my mind over the past 20
You've turned
minutes.
into, who is like the cartoon in Charlie Brown who has like the
pig
flies
pen.
around it. Pig pen. Oh.
I have 2 flies in here I have been trying to kill forever, and it's not happening. They've been driving me insane. So they're just going to fly. There, yep, there. Just one. Holy smokes. Hold on.
When I asked.
Hold on. It's my father.
Oh.
We're putting on speaker.
Put it on speaker. Got to.
Hey.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Ontario again, so.
Where are you? What'd you say?
I said I'm in Ontario again.
Oh, you're in
Sell some property.
Thunder Bay?
Thunder Bay, yeah, trying to sell some property here.
Oh, nice. What?
He could tell you're not buying.
How you still?
You're not in the market.
Are you still? Wait, you're still there?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He can't.
Yeah, I'm breaking up here a little bit, but.
How is Paraguay?
So there's okay. Oh, Paraguay is wonderful. I finished my house there, so.
You built another house there?
Yeah, I built another house with a swimming pool, little one, you know. Yeah, I built all of that for $50,000 Canadian.
The whole house?
Everything complete, finished. So.
Yeah, so you have the plans done before this whole thing, obviously.
Just in my head. I just do it as I go.
That sounds about right.
Well, it's in Paraguay.
No, I know.
But, Brendan, that's how I built my boats.
I know. I used to ask you for blueprints of your boats. And
Yeah.
you didn't have any.
No, I do have... guys would bring prints in, and they say, I want this boat built like that, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
But I built my 60-footer. I built it out of my head. I had some, well, I guess, to me, they were drawings. There were chalk lines on the floor, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I had a naval architect come in there, and he was really a good one. And
a naval architect?
Naval architect. He came to visit me one time.
Okay.
And, I had my hull done, and he looked at it and he said, "That's absolutely beautiful." And I couldn't believe he said that, right? Because an architect would always be jealous of somebody doing something nice. and I said, and I said, "Well, thank you." I said, he said, "Can I see your line drawings?" I said, "You're looking at them."
They're all the wrinkles in your forehead.
No, I said that the boat is there. What more do you want to look at?
Yeah.
He said, I want to see the scantlings and the ribs, like your. I said, I don't have, Robert. I don't have any plans there in my head. I just built it as I went. He said, you have to be absolutely crazy. I said, well, either that or very smart.
Yeah.
I said, I don't have plans. I'm sorry. I cannot draw, but I can build a boat.
Yeah.
But I said, no, that's it. I don't have drawings. I'm sorry. I'd be glad to show them to you. I'd be proud if I could do that, but I can only build it.
Yeah. Where did you have this knowledge of building a boat?
Well, I worked 6 months for a guy who was building boats. I was an experienced boat builder.
At that point, you were good to go. 6 months apprenticeship.
No, I was. Brendan, it doesn't take me long to catch on because I worked 6 months for this guy, and he wouldn't give me a raise, and I said, I'll start my own business.
And wait, how old were you?
Well, I was 26, 27.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah, 26, 27. Because where were you living then?
In Port Coquitlam.
Oh, in Poco. Okay, so you were in BC. You hadn't made your way to.
Oh yeah, no, I was in BC a year after we hit Canada.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the cold. That was
Yeah.
very wrong with the weather when your nose is peeling. When the sun is not shining. Right?
Yeah, no, it's not good.
No, it was. No, I can build things. See, that's one of the things that because I look at it and I can build it.
I know you can. Yeah, you've proven that over and over. You built me a bike when I was a kid, and it was pure steel. Do you know how heavy that thing was, and the effort it took to pedal that thing up hills?
That's what you said.
Well, the reason there's a method to my madness.
I mean,
that way you don't have to. That way you don't have to join a weightlifting club because you get both at the same time.
It was the heaviest bike. I mean, what did I must have weighed maybe 80 pounds. That bike must have been 120 pounds. Just of full steel.
Yeah, but it was fun, right?
It was fun. I actually wish I still had the bike. I don't know where it went.
I don't know where it went, so.
All right. Well. Oh. Okay, we're back. I hung up on him. Jake Fehr, everyone.
Wow.
The
one and only.
The one and only. Built a house, doing his thing. How old is he? He's 45 80? Or something like that. Yeah, he's 45. Yeah, he's 80 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still. Did you hear the last part where I asked him how much he paid his people?
Yeah, and I was $20, and I was like, Canadian? And then I realized I was muted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Canadian cash. But, and then I was like, shit, I'd work for you for that. And he was like, yeah, I would tell him you don't know nothing about construction, but you would work better.
No, he said that he does tell them that. He already tells them that. He says, I say my son doesn't know anything about construction, but he knows more than you.
No, don't know anything. Yeah, apparently not. Oh, he's still... It's the little stuff.
I just don't think also like he makes new memories past a certain age. Do you know what I mean? So you're still like pedaling up that bike with that bike. You know?
So that's a little bit of Jake Fehr for everyone. That's my father.
I mean, it's assuming if we are even allowed to play that. Did not warn him.
Oh,
you're recording him.
No, not at all. We're gonna cut out some stuff, but yeah, for sure we're playing that. All if right. It's in, yeah. Jake Fehr would sue his own son, though, probably.
That's the problem. But he'd also be excited that somehow you've already gained his life rights. He'd be like, that's my son.
He'd be all over it.
I taught you well.
Totally. I use his own tricks against him. Exactly. Oh, he's a fucking gem.
He really is.
He truly is. He is a one of a kind. And I mean, you know, there is old... I mean, I'm old school now, I guess. And he's even older school, like just with no blueprints, no nothing. And it's funny because when he was saying like...
That's not old school. That remains. That's a
it
certain
does, but not in...
type.
No, but they get nothing done. Well, it generally turns out to be kind of a disaster. But what's funny is when we did Baron and Toluca, I thought like, listen, I should storyboard this. I should do this. And I had a first AD who was like, what are we doing? What's going on? And I was like, I got it. I got it in my head.
I literally, he said, when the naval person or whoever it was like, you don't have any plans. And he said, and they're like, that's the most insane thing I've ever heard. He said, it's either that or I'm very smart. And then I wrote underneath that, build only, Brendan. Builds only. Doesn't draw, will not write it out. It's in here.
It literally...
In the noggin.
It is. And I think that's where you just wonder, like, is that...
But I love... That's where it is for everyone. But I love feeling like that's special. It's like, yeah, it is always in everyone's head. But they realize that, like, communicating how to build the boat, build the ark is going to get the ark done sooner and more efficiently.
Right. I guess you're right there.
It is already. By the way, it is in everyone's head.
It is in everyone's head. So that's not... But I guess we lack the ability to make it a plan on paper with good instructions. Like, we just want to be there hands-on going, note, do this, note, do this. And everyone's asking for... But how long, how deep, how wide? And as long as we're hands-on, which my dad is, and which I generally tend to be and really want to be, is just like, just do this. Do this. You don't need to know the plan. You need to know what I tell you to do. If you do that and you do that, then you're good. Now, if I'm not going to be there, I have very specific instructions.
Totally. But it's funny because apparently that is like a real skill, is knowing how to, what is the word? By the way, I lack the skill. I won't even commit to learning the word.
Improvise.
I am the same way. I hate where you give the people the jobs to do, you like offload.
Oh yeah, no, where you delegate.
Responsibility. Delegation, thank you. I hate delegating because I'm like, I gotta be there anyway. You know what I mean? And then it's so frustrating when you spent all this time like making the map and making the plans and the blueprints and the whole thing, and people are still like, what? You know, scratching their head. Ugh.
The whole thing is, it's very, I guess everyone does have it in there. But I don't think some people, is this a real question? Or is this real? Like, they have it, they have the idea.
Is this recording? Not the screen, right?
Not the screen. Now we are.
Sorry.
No, I mean,
sorry.
listen.
I love that I asked the most basic questions, and this is why you can't delegate.
This is why I can't. Well, it's why I should delegate, because then you would have. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a little.
No, but I will say, I've learned so late in life. I didn't know this was possible at all, but there are people, and there's more than I ever realized, have zero plan in their mind, like zero vision. I didn't know that.
But going forward with something, like, or
no,
just no
they
vision
won't even
in general.
Go forward. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that exists.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere that people have a preference to be like told what to do. They have like no vision.
Oh, but see, this is where I feel like I'm a multi-purpose human being. Where, and most people aren't.
So hard not to say stuff right now. Go ahead.
I don't know even what you're thinking. But I'm a multi-purpose human being in the sense of I'm a great soldier. Like, if you give me a job to do, it's the only thing I want to do. That's not that I want to do. I might hate it, but like, it's the only thing on my mind. I focus on it. I do it. I don't take breaks, and I work through it until the task is done. And like, that's that. It doesn't necessarily have to be fulfilling. I'll try to, my fulfilling part is maybe doing it, how hard I work and how fast I do it. And if someone else has to dig the same depth hole, I just want to do it first. And better, or maybe second, but it's better, or whatever else. So I have this capacity to just do menial jobs and be very good at those and not ask questions. I'll ask a few, and then once I understand, like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is all you want. This is okay, good, done. Won't ask anymore. Your mistakes are your mistakes. Moving on. And then I'm very good at, I wouldn't say very good, but I am good at being a leader and going, okay, now let's not necessarily, I delegate, but I do oversee. I try not to micromanage because that's very annoying. But I'm also very good at organizing and delegating and going, okay, if we do this and you do that first, then this is where we meet. And this is the most efficient way of doing this. And so in that sense, I feel like I'm not one or the other. I just literally, like, I got to turn off a switch in my head and go, and now I'm this guy.
That's 100% what it is too. It's such a switch. It's so annoying. Cause like, I don't like your soldier switch, you know? I'm like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you being
my
an
soldier
ant?
switch? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll like, I'm not going to get into
Do you have that
specifics
switch?
In our myself.
Because I would love to
I've
flick that switch.
I do. You just don't know how to find it.
And where's it located? Is it the part I can't find or have never found?
That's what's so wild. It's hidden there for every woman. And no, I don't know that I have. I mean, no. And that's why I hate when you do that. I'm pretty uncompromising. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, yeah. And you, that's where you and I are like so the same. And so when you go into soldier switch mode, I'll be like, what are you doing? And a lot of the times we're together, like working on something together. And a lot of the times it's not one of our projects necessarily. Mm-hmm. And the project is sinking. And I need you to get into like lead mode. Everyone around needs you to get into lead mode. And you're like just carrying the fucking sandbags. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Because
and I just want to try. I know, and you're like very rightly like, it's not my place. And I'm just like, man, if people listen to me the way they listen to Brendan, I'd be like, you there.
Well, part of it isn't my place. Part of it is also, they're not going, like my dad said during his sermons, his 15-minute sermons in the church, no one's going to listen to him. They would listen to me, but it's not going to last because it has to be, there is another captain of this ship. And unless I want to take over, unless I want to mutiny, which I don't ever want to do,
No, it's true.
I've
You're
done
not
it
a
on episodes
mutiny.
of Roswell, maybe. Like I've done it on for hair, where I was just like, there's no fucking way.
Listen, you know it's bad when you think you're doing a hair mutiny. That's
Well,
how you know you're a total pacifist. You're just wrecking lives in the hair and makeup trailer. But like,
no, but what I'm saying,
I mean,
unless you want a total mutiny, you have to then be more intelligent. You can lead, but you got to lead in a certain way, and then it takes way more skill and effort because you got to manipulate people, or you got to talk to them a certain. And it's like I want one way or another.
You will just say what needs to be done. Exactly. And
so that's why I'm like, I'm either a soldier or I'm a follower, or no, I'm a soldier follower, or I lead the whole thing. And if you don't want me to lead, if you don't want my input, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it my way, in a way. Like I'm going to do my job my way, which I think is good. But I have that switch. I have a soldier switch.
Here's the thing. I will say, in our experiences, what we tend to be dealing with this kind of thing, period, like the reasons we face this in general, at least when we're together, it's pretty like do or die. There is a sense of urgency. And
How many times?
A lot. Meaning it's
have I not stepped up for you?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's not.
She's like, you failed me. She's like, you have.
No, it's the opposite. It's that I have a feeling of this. There's a serious sense of urgency. These people are going to completely lose their funding. Brendan, you've got to just explain to them how a set works or whatever, right? For example.
Okay.
And I do believe in those moments when a ship is actually sinking in the water.
Yeah, sink or swim. We
can all put our dumb feelings aside and just like listen to the person who has the better ideas, who can get us, finishing our days, blah blah blah.
And you pushed me to some of those, and then I feel like I offer those up.
No, you do. And now, am I Fairuza Balk in American History X? Like, I don't know. But you do. Or I just, like, am enabling some, like, mutiny. But it has never ended in a mutiny. It's always been respected, and people are, like, very grateful. And you do it in such a nice, gentle way. It doesn't seem like you're just coming in there, like, swinging your dick. Because you are just coming in there swinging your dick.
I can swing it nice and gentle, too, by the way.
That's how you do your soldier work, for what I'm saying. But yeah, you just have you're very efficient. You're a real German DNA, and there's no better place for that kind of thinking than
what's your favorite one of mine? I will, and this is for me. This is strictly for me. This is me just getting a little dopamine rush from Majandra for her to say nice things about me. Where were we when we were ordering food with people?
We were in Cashers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was trying to get like extra aioli, of course. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, we can't do that." And you were just like, "What? Why not? Why can't you just run back there, just get?"
No, yeah. I go, but yeah. I go, but why not? And she goes, because they don't do that. They won't know. There's no input for in the computer system for extra aioli. And I went,
now mind you, this place no one is there. It's just us and like
empty.
Our party.
Yeah, it's empty.
And you're like, oh, but you go, oh, why can't you? Like, I can't explain, like anyone else, it would come off as so condescending. You genuinely are interested, intrigued. You're like, oh, what is the glitch is almost the question. And
well, I almost, like, because I was asking, like, what is there a management issue? Like, are you forbidden to do this? Like, I don't want to get you in trouble, but like, why can't you? Why can't you? Because, and then I went, because you just you walk back to him and you say, we want extra aioli on it.
He's like, hey, you just go back there. And it has like that lovely, fun term, almost like you get an opportunity to do a little skippity skip. That's just like you were posing it like she now has this fun break.
You have a little side mission. This is great. This is what we live for in video games. Just a little side mission of getting a little extra aioli. You know what I mean? Where you're going after the big boss, but there's like a couple mushrooms, there's some coins over there. And it's just like, we're just going to get coins.
And all
we're just going to get a few more coins.
With you just go back there and grab it. And it lifted this mood. I wanted to go back there and grab it. It made everyone feel just like excited. And I had a ton of aioli.
Okay. Speaking of aioli, I don't know. Areola? 285 South. We're off the rails again. 285 South. Okay, this is funny.
So indicative of 285 South. And I will say, like, was 285 South supposed to be our episode with Robyn Burnett? Yes.
Off the rails.
Off the rails. We got off the rails.
Off 285 South was, now we're going to do both our favorite episodes, correct?
Both of our favorite episodes. And now this is no indication of how on the rails
we
Brendan
haven't even touched it, and
team.
we're 40 minutes in?
Exactly. we picked up calls from our parents.
We literally, now, hold on. Let me ask you this before we go on. The fact that we can't touch this episode for 3 episodes now. Robyn Burnett was a 2-parter. We did it in 1. Is this some Jungian, like Carl Jung, like Freudian Jungian? Is this some psychological thing, block that's happening from it actually addressing this episode? I don't think so. But you get in my head and you ask all these dumb questions, then you make me ask all these dumb questions. So I'm asking a dumb question.
You picked up, you mean self-analytical questions?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, we have a lot of issues because I love to analyze every change in the wind. I'll be like, what's that? And then Brendan's like, just get the aioli.
Looks to the stars and the horoscopes and all that stuff. I'm just looking, like, I'm licking barbecue sauce off a fork. It's like
I'm licking barbecue sauce off.
I know it came out wrong.
Because you're already licking it, so that's why you can't speak.
I know, I'm licking barbecue sauce off a fork.
I'm already doing it again. Yeah, listen, maybe.
I did get mad at Majandra recently. I showed her a clip of something. And I said, just watch it. Just watch it. Don't analyze it.
And now, was he touching me? And I was like, please don't. Just watch it. Shh, look away. Just watch it.
Yeah. You're going to forget about this.
Don't, you don't, just watch.
Yeah, just
eyes only.
Grooming her at the age of, how old are you?
Wait, someone, I forget who it was, saw a picture that I posted where I was like, I look so uncomfortable next to Brendan at our last convention. Oh, it was Boston Mock. And he goes, don't worry, let him know that you don't have, he goes, don't worry, you don't have to be afraid anymore because you're not underage. It's like, that is why he is a genius.
That's why.
Okay, sorry. So
but I said, I was like, don't analyze it. Don't, just watch it. Just enjoy it. Just whatever feelings wash off you go. She watched it. Immediately analyzes this thing. And I'm like,
I don't even know what this is.
Don't
but
do this.
How does a brain work if it's not taking in information and processing?
No, analyze it in your brain. Don't analyze it to me or the watch a movie.
I see.
Analyze it.
It's the no
as much as you want, but do not walk me through the step-by-step of this movie. Just cry with me or be in fear with me or be happy with me or just express an emotion or a feeling and then I'll go, yeah. That's the one I was doing, or going like, wait, that made you scared? That made me, I don't,
now you're analyzing. If you were to be like, that made you scared, I'm supposed to just be like,
No, when you say when you express it made you scared, I'm not analyzing. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, you don't want to get sucked into someone's feelings. Like, you don't want to know the whys and the hows. You're just like, just be pretty.
No, I want feelings, and then I'll work my way back from feelings.
Right now you're frozen in the weirdest look, and it's just feels karmically right.
But I'm back. Right? I'm back.
Okay,
I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. By the way, I said that like 10 times.
Boy.
I was like, I'm back.
I'm back.
Okay, 285 South. Wait,
okay,
do you have something else? Do you have something else?
Well, no, I'm interested in what clip that I analyzed. I think it's just...
Oh, I remember.
You know, what was it?
The guy in the twine.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny. After that, I looked up. Is it okay?
Oh, wait. What'd you look up?
Is it okay to go through life? Like how optimal is it going through life just not analyzing oneself, like yourself? And it was like,
that's not what I'm asking.
Bitch, it's not good. They're
No,
like,
I am not asking to not analyze oneself. I just said don't do it in this moment. At a funeral, you don't analyze everyone's thing, right? You let them go through the wave of emotions, and then you take everyone's, okay, so his reaction was this, that reaction was that, her reaction was that, that's that. And then you process that later. You keep that all in your head, and then you go, I don't know what the point of analyzing that is like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks or a month, and you go, listen, Auntie Jeannie or Uncle Larry.
Yeah, if you were a child, I would do that, but I'm used to like adults, you know, where you're like, oh, interesting.
At a funeral, you don't analyze people's.
But this was a meme. This was not a funeral.
It wasn't a meme. It was a clip.
You were like, I want to show you this, and it gets me every time.
It does get me every time, and I still love it.
Exactly.
Anyways.
And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense because, and then you were like, because you're like, I don't want to know.
Don't analyze. Yeah, not there, not now. We could have analyzed it on this podcast, but you ruined the whole fucking moment when I showed you, and it was done. Now it could have been fun. We could have showed the meme.
The moments. You give people a lot of power to ruin your moments. Like no one really ever like delivers a moment. You know, to expect that from other humans is kind of like, harumph. You didn't do it. You didn't do what I imagined.
I think what I'm asking. Well, no, that's true. Okay, I have to analyze that later. Now I've processed it a little bit, and then I got to go back, and then we're gonna readdress this. Whether I give people power to not this episode. Whether I give people power.
Address it.
Period. Okay, let's get to 25
Well, you do
South.
a lot of like, you're ruining the movie, you're this and that, and it's like,
oh yeah,
it's so hard to
you're
be
ruining it for me.
Around. Yeah, exactly. It's like your experience or the highway.
Sit in it.
It's a lot of guessing because then
there's no guessing.
You'll contradict your needs all the time and watch a movie and like not shut up. But then when someone else does it, you're like, oh, they're impossible. And it's like, oh, okay.
It's not untrue. I am inconsistent and hypocritical.
But yeah, I don't want to be condescending to you like a little kid and be like, oh, that's a great meme. And then be like, I like to just, around you, I feel very free to just like be me. And you're basically always like,
but when I ask you something specifically, you have to know. Like I let you get away with a lot. You let me get away with a lot. So when I ask you something like specific, that is our. I feel like that's our. Oh, gee.
Yeah, I would never at a funeral. Something real in your life, be like, you know why you're feeling this way. Oh, you're crying, huh?
Well, good for you.
But what I'm saying is,
you're such a big person for not doing that. That's the.
You don't want me to be someone that's just catering to what. You know what I mean? Like, that's just big baby stuff. Like, I'm not gonna.
No, it's not, though. It's also big adult stuff. When you ask someone, just don't do that now. And when someone has the ability to say, don't do that now, that's big. That's an adult thing of like, when my kids say like, I don't want to hear this now. Not that they ever really do, but if they did, I would be like, okay, this is a moment where like they are going through something and they know I'm going to want to address it. They know I'm going to want to fix this problem, and it's not going to be the fix. It'll be a half a fix. It'll be something. But they just go, don't do that. Or my wife.
I can't do that to you, Brendan. I cannot condescend you like
It's why
that.
we're incompatible. We're incompatible after 40 years or however long.
If you
30
are
years.
doing a thing and I go like this to you, oh, yeah. Like you immediately, you literally always go to me, what? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Like if I don't
because
share
that's
what
such
I'm
a
thinking,
bad thing. That's such a bad rep going like, oh.
or just like
if you said, if you showed me something and went, don't analyze it.
Oh my God.
Of course I'm going to analyze it.
If I showed you something, you were like, that must be tough. I'd be like, what are you actually thinking?
It's how I kill you. It's how you drop dead of a heart attack.
It's also like your new thing that's so annoying. Like where I'm like,
wait.
what are you?
Oh, geez.
What are you thinking? Like say what
I got
you're thinking.
I got new things though. I'm almost 50 years old. I got new things. That's good. Learning.
Oh yeah. Where I'm like, what happened? Where'd he go? Where's the truth speaker? Like what the fuck? And then now you're expecting that from me? I can do that, no problem. But I had a little more.
Not very good. Yeah, I'm good at it. Oh, geez.
No, you're not fooling me at all.
Okay.
When you're like, yeah.
I don't do that.
Whatever version you do, I know that the wheels are spinning.
That must be horrible.
That's got to be so hard. Or just like, what about this move that people think they're just being so great about? I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, that's got to be tough.
Okay,
Brendan,
what do you
no.
write it? What do you write in a text when someone's like, "Hey, my grandma." You never want to say mom or dad or brother, sister.
What I love is when I text you stuff that's tragic, you're like, "Why'd you kill them?" I'll be like,
it has
so
nothing to do with your family. You threw those people off the cliff, and I know it.
Hey, Brendan, no, stop. Okay, I did not throw them. I just happened to be there.
Allegedly.
I can show you tickets. I was out of town. Anyway, look, I'd rather, you and I are very different in this way. I don't mind if someone tells me like really mean, truthful feel like whatever they're feeling. I'm like, interesting.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No.
See, this is where it's bullshit.
No,
you
I would
do
rather
mind.
know.
No.
Well,
you
of
take it
course
in.
I mind. I'm like, this is serious. If someone's like, you're a piece of shit, like, okay. But what I don't like is when you can tell and they're like, nothing. Like, I cannot.
But I don't do that.
No, you do. You've become like an ice princess and it's really scary. You'll be like, no, great. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, great. Fine. Okay, great. Yep. No.
I rest my case.
Yeah, perfect. No, everything's going.
No, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, no, I accept it. You know what? I'm just gonna.
I accept it.
Bye.
By the way, and then because I don't know how to do that, like to you, I start saying I accept it from now on. And you're like, watch this clip, and you're done with the clip, and I'm like, I accept it. Like, just can't.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You know what we don't accept? And that's
that we haven't done 285 South. Okay, let's do it. I remember. Hold on. Let me get a water. I'm gonna keep it running. No, well, I ran out.
I love that you, in the background, we're doing like 10 push-ups. I just want to take this time to say that I have never killed anyone that I know of. That is all alleged.
What are you laughing and smiling at?
That's the hat, right? That you got in a fight with.
Oh, it might have. Wait.
Was it a white hat?
Yeah, it was a Coulter Wall hat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he took me down.
Oh.
Never bought another album since. I just mad at him for that.
You see what I'm dealing with?
Before we get in,
can I just say, I love that your takeaway after all this time is that we're incompatible. I have loved
incompatible?
just being incompatible, being a part of your life and watching you decompatibilize yourself with everybody the minute they've talked through a movie too much. Okay.
That's true. That's a pet peeve of people talking in movies. And subtitles. It's the whole thing with a movie experience. We've talked about it before. 285 South. Let's do it.
Okay. So my first note is Maria, this is unacceptable, and Geneva Conventions.
Wait, what?
You tell me. I know. And then my second note is just Kyle has some Jack Nicholson vibes.
Yeah, he does.
Love that.
I remember breaking in, Michael breaking in to the UFO, dropping down, seeing the alien, seeing the armory guy, going into Heitner's. I specifically remember filming that, and but I didn't know it was a part of 285 South. But I remember that, and, because it was the very, it was that. What's funny is the exterior of UFO was in Covina. The interior was Paramount. But they seem so seamless. It's the one area, for whatever reason, that I always go no, but we had the interiors in Covina. We never did.
Yeah, I know.
And then those computers and websites and printers are still just a testament to the time. The website, yeah.
That was some tech, some high tech back then.
It was a good cold open, I will say, on this episode. I know it's me, and I know that I like when I do, but it was a good.
It's
Michael
so
Horst.
Amazing.
Well, no, because because this is what it is. Heitner is the guy that you're like, boom, boom, boom. Not for me, but just for anything. Heitner's the guy. And then I get away. Michael and Heitner is not going to be an issue per se. You could make it into one, but you kind of think there's a power dynamic there. But then when Michael disappears and it's Michael Horst, what's his fucking name?
In it, I know. It's a toughie.
Michael Horst is so... It's such a thing where I don't even know.
An iconic name.
I'm going to look while we do this. But then when he arrives, it's like, oh, no, Michael versus Michael Horst.
The Michaels.
The Michael off. Friday the 13th, part 69.
Oh, Michael off 69.
Okay.
What is his name? What?
Okay, go. Did you ever make that joke? Is 69 still a joke to you? Did you
I just made the joke.
It is.
Yeah. What do you mean it's 69? So, first of all, I take 69ing very seriously. Not a joke. Okay. Not in this house.
Not a joke. There's rules. There's hard and fast rules to a 69.
It's very simple. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's like kids. What's his name?
Deputy. I'll give you. It's a.
I love that I love guessing. I'm like.
You don't.
Go ahead. I love guessing.
I know you do. 2 words. Deputy Black blank.
It's not Black Hawk.
Nope, not Black
Bear?
Hawk. No.
It's an animal.
No.
Oh, black.
Material.
Oh, black velvet. Black suede. Black silk. It's a material?
Oh, yes, it's a material.
Black sateen. Black cotton.
I know. They're so bad so far.
It's polyester.
Deputy Black. No.
Stone?
Blackstone would be good. No.
It's a material. black suede.
No, it's a natural material. I'm gonna go. Let's not go
natural material. Black canvas. Black cheesecloth. What is it? What is it? Tell me.
Blackwood.
Oh, I thought you meant like a material.
That's a material.
Like
it's a natural material.
Construction material. I thought we were talking about like fabrics. Tapestries. Okay, sorry.
Black shag.
Blackwood.
You're just like black shag carpet.
Yeah, black shag.
Black shag.
Pile.
By the way, black shag is great.
Yeah, talking about 69. But Blackwood as well.
Okay, go.
Anyway, okay, so yeah. My first note is about me and yours is about you. Not surprising.
Not
I will say
consistent.
I do remember the consistent. I do remember the fitting for this episode because
Canadian
of my
tuxedo.
Mm-hmm.
What does your
like,
pink shirt
Canada
say underneath?
I have no clue. But you know what's so funny? That outfit was like the first thing, of course, I was going to want when the show was done.
Right.
And I knew I couldn't have it because I knew already that Lily Trussell had taken it and worn it in real life.
Oh, jeez.
Our producer's daughter. And you know what? That's her right. I support.
Yeah. And we love both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually do.
Oh, yeah. The whole family.
It's not one of those like, and we love both. Yeah. No, we actually do.
We don't. No one ever suspects that we'll do that.
I've done that. I've given the side eye to some. Love them.
But you've said you love them?
Well, when I'm not going to say like them. I'll be like,
well,
oh, so-and-so? Love them. Yeah, you got to say love them. Like if I'm in a polygraph and someone says, did you kill
those people off the cliff?
Did you push those people off the cliff? Well, no.
Oh.
Well, no. Did you kill or do you like so-and-so?
Yeah, like someone that you actually don't like.
I would just superimpose someone I liked. Like I would, I would think of you maybe, not you.
Me?
If I were to kill someone, no, not you. If I were to, like my kids, and I'd be like, I love them.
Yeah, I have a hard time with stuff like that.
Does that work though?
Oh, sure. I mean, not for me, and you always get mad, but I feel like I just know you and I can tell when you're lying and when you're thinking things and you're not sharing. You can tell
more than most, but you are sometimes wrong. And then you dig in and then that's when I get mad. And then that's when you think you're right.
I think I'm wrong and to you in the moment because you haven't taken to your own journaling. I think you'll find down the line. I was right.
I journal. Look at all this journaling. Look at all my journaling.
And as we know, and the listeners know, you look back and you go, what did I mean by that?
I had to redo this episode. I had to rewatch this before this and write new notes because I had lost my old notes.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Summers' class. Mr. Summers, teacher. Never came back, I don't think. Great assignment. Obviously learned later on from Topolsky.
Yes. She gave the great questions.
The great questions with the great partners. And it is because they're a bunch of odd couples.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the odd couples are episode 6 into the first season are the odd couples. And but Maria, there's one like red herring in there, not a red herring. I don't know what to call it, but like the red herring of odd couples is Michael and Maria, where this is their introduction to each other.
But it's funny too, because Max and Kyle do end up having this like interesting, strange.
They have a blind date episode. That's
no, but I
which
think
is a
it's
great
almost like
episode.
a little soulmatey thing happening. But I was shocked with how brash Maria was. Like I just don't remember. Like she's just
Welcome
like,
to my
excuse me,
world.
what? Yeah, like it. Oh my god.
Did you journal during this time? Because I'm just saying, if you would have, honestly, you would have realized how brash you were.
I was talking about Maria, okay?
Oh, sorry.
Because IRL, that's in
real life,
was so like afraid, it was so funny to have her just be like, no, like I would never talk to a teacher like that. Now, did I go to a school that would kick you out if you did? Yes. Like, I don't know that world where you're like, excuse me, what? Like to the teacher, like I can't be assigned to that guy. Oh my goodness.
I thought I was talking to my teachers like that, but I don't think I was.
Oh no.
Well, because you know how much I think I can get away with. And I get away with a lot in life. Only because I'm generally pretty true to my word. I've lied. I've been deceitful. No, but what I'm saying is, I would get kicked out of my... No, but I said this whole thing where I would get kicked out of my teacher's class and get sent to the principal's office.
Brendan, no.
Yeah.
Is that true?
All the time. I've told this story before. Mr. Wagner, who was both my math and my science teacher, and I don't know exactly what... I think he was my grade 11 math teacher. I don't know if he was my science teacher that same year. He might have been 10th grade or 12th grade science teacher. He would kick me out of class. He'd be like, Brendan, go, gone.
Basically, and I'd just be like, trying to be anti-science.
I'm anti-science. I don't believe in science.
The world is... It's not even flat. It's like this very special shape.
Dude,
it's like a ramp.
We're a Pringle. Dude, we're a Pringle, straight potato chip.
Skateboarding, like exactly. It's a half pipe. Fucking idiot.
No, he would kick me out of the class because I was done the work, and then I started talking, and he was just like, "Stop talking," and then I was done, and I got bored. I'd start talking. He was like, "Go to the." So I'd go to the principal's office, and I just walked down there, and I knew the secretary, I knew the principal, and they're like, "Oh." They're like, "How are you?" And I was like, "Great. What's going on?" And I would just we would just talk and have conversations for the next 30 minutes of like life and this and that. And then bell would ring, and I was like, "Okay, here comes Mr. Wagner." And he'd come down and he'd be like, "Hey, you got to stop talking in class because you're distracting other people. Like, I know you get it. I know you're good, but like, you're killing me." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I don't know. And then he'd be like, "So babysit at 4:00?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be there." And I babysat his 11-month-old while I was in 11th grade. Wow. His 11-month-old and his 3-year-old. I had 2 kids when I was in the 11th grade babysitting while him and his wife went out on a date after he kicked me out of his class in high school.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show how innocuous it was that he's like, "I trust you with my children." Like you're not Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. Might be the truest thing Maria has ever said on this, in the entire series. When we're in, hold on.
When he tries to take the car.
Fuck, see, this is what I don't write down. I have quotes.
I did write, Maria pestering him in the car is just a normal day for me.
I mean, the backseat driver.
I gotta say, sometimes you just don't know if the person who's driving is like stroking out,
Okay.
Like today we were driving and it just looked like David was just gonna just hit a car, Like he was just not going to ever stop. And now when I do backseat drive, he tends to go, "Thank you." Or like, "I need reminding, thank you." Like and then that makes me feel like, yeah, I know. Well, like in New Zealand, like if he was going a little like on the left, I know it's very triggering. He'd go, "Thank you, I need reminding." Cause like he's, whatever. Like he just was like, "Thanks." Like he might, Brendan is seething right now. Seething. He's so mad. But there's also like a lot of car stuff for David,
Like me and you could do a reality TV show with me driving and you in the passenger seat. Like this is a diabolical situation. Like I have learned patience with 3 kids in my life.
Not true. You are historically known as being the dad that doesn't even let them stop and pee, that you make them pee in a bottle. That's what the word is.
I don't make them pee in a bottle. They can't.
It's a Slurpee. Exactly. It's a Slurpee cup.
I give them a straw.
They're cathetered. You make sure they're cathetered before it's like absolute monster. I learned it on night shift. Anyway, I think that my thing is just like fear of like dying. Oh my God, if my kids were in the car and you were driving and not listening and just.
But that's what I'm.
Listen.
But so this is the toxic masculine.
This is not toxically masculine.
No. Hold on. Listen to me. I'm not talking about you. Look at that face.
A lot of this is you asking me to
you don't
want
to punch it. You just want to give it little love taps in those big lips when she does that. No, this isn't. No, this isn't you being toxic masculinity. This is me. But where I go, do you want to drive then? Then fucking drive. And I will sit in the passenger seat and fucking relax. You can play your music.
I don't find that to be masculine or toxic. I find that to be just a baby who can't handle just a little feedback.
But you can't get feedback for hours and hours on a road trip. There's a limit to feedback.
I don't go hours and hours. Now, you know I don't have that kind of stamina for anything. Come on. Please. Come on.
It's true. It's 45 seconds tops.
It's literally 20 seconds. And then I have to be like, stop. No. And then I fall asleep.
She's literally... And then I fell asleep.
It's just my own like neuroses. And I have to stand in the wind of your obnoxiousness all the time. That's just my obnoxiousness. You can handle it. I know you can.
Well, we're still here doing this.
Guy. Listen, you don't grow up with a 90-pound bicycle and not have stamina. Okay? I know what you're made of. You can handle it.
All right,
now,
fair
please
enough.
know, I want the listeners to know that I am cathetered when this is happening.
I do not let her get in the car with me without being cathetered, by the way.
And he insists on doing it himself.
I played a doctor on TV.
It's so, like, what a violating thing to do. So, hold still with that tiny... Oof, you've been cathetered, right? It's terrible.
No.
I think it's worse for you.
No, I've never been.
Oh, Brendan, it's so fucking weird.
It's got to be... it's got to be... I've heard it's painful.
Oh, yeah.
I do not want this.
Especially with such a long one.
Or short. You never...
The catheter like shortens it somehow. You're never the same again.
Like, we don't have enough tube. And I'm like, that's damn right. Nurse Kathy, whatever the fuck your name is.
Lay that catheter pipe down.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I've never been cathetered.
Yeah. Well, are you sure?
Have you been cathetered?
Surgeries? Well, every time I go in the car with you, if it's over 20
well,
minutes.
Besides that.
No, I have.
But I mean, under anesthesia.
Normal, in a hospital. Yeah. No, you don't.
In a sanitary environment.
Yeah, exactly, where it's actually coming out of a kit.
Without my coffee cups and McDonald's bags sitting on the floor.
Exactly. No, the catheter, you're not under. Like, there's no... They just... raw dog you know, but yeah, you get it for surgeries so that you don't pee-pee
I don't
yourself.
think I would.
It's not that bad.
But
I think
for
with
me,
dick,
if they're like, we're gonna like, I don't like pain. I don't welcome pain.
No,
I do no, but I do welcome certain pain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't welcome it, but I'm like, when it's administered to me, either like accidentally or for some reason, like, This is the thing about like I have a high pain threshold.
Yeah.
Having not delivered babies, because I know that's very high.
Different, because it's like
right.
it's
but I'm just saying I have a high pain.
Hole.
I have a high pain threshold. But I've broken a lot of bones.
I don't feel they when you put an IUD in, you know what that is. I literally don't feel it.
Wait, you've never hit me, correct?
No, I mean unless it's in a scene. You know, I hit your temple. Let's never forget.
You hit my hair and my temple. Hair first. Yeah. No, you're not violent.
Always. But yeah, meaning, look, I don't feel this IUD thing, you know, and it's really bad. People have to be knocked out for it. But that doesn't mean that, like, now I don't have feelings inside my hole, you know? This point is not landing. I'm going to have to maybe...
With the catheters and the IUDs, I think we've really... I think we're beyond
Too
this.
much stuff being inserted in there. But anyway,
the direction is great. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
When Kyle calls Liz and there's no caller ID, I was like, oh, that's so rough. She like picks up. He's like, hey, Liz. That was, you know, those moments
you're
of just
way
text
down the
stuff
line.
where you're like, oh, that's right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I mean, listen, you know.
I know, but no, that's terrifying. No, but I have a note on that of,
No.
No, I said that's, hold on, let me find it. I've been in love with a view, shameless. I have a note that basically said, when Kyle calls, and yeah, I didn't do the whole, you know, I caller ID thing, but when he calls and then she answers the call and then he makes that turn on 285 South, that is the ultimate terrifying teenage, like simplistic without a monster or whatever else. Like that's terrifying. You know what I mean? Where the stakes are very, very high. And so I thought it was great. Previous to that, I throw out your cell phone, which probably cost $2,000 at that point.
I don't think so. $2,000?
They were more expensive than a cell phone. iPhones are out of control.
There's no way. I think like $700 or something. Because there's no way I would have
But
had
that's $2,000 in now terms.
Oh, true. Well, that's what our cell phones do cost now, which is bullshit.
And it's way more back then. That was. Yeah. I literally just threw like I don't have a job yet. I'm not working at the security office. I got nothing going on for me. You can't throw out someone's cell phone. Cell phone? Michael doesn't even have a cell phone.
I know.
I'm surprised he knows how to work out a computer in the FBI office.
I know.
I did think that I kidnapped you at the school. And I kind of do, but I don't.
I know.
Because we got to get to the gas station where you're delivering the goods for your mom.
Which I definitely got his cash before. I think the stuff was probably next to him and he's
100%
cash. There's just no way. She knows what she's doing.
She does. Very well read. And then so there's two vulnerable moments in this episode that Michael, I know we've done most of the ones before this. This is episode 6, but where he's never been forced to do this without Max or Isabel. I don't even think he has a tender moment with Isabel before this. Is you get me to when we're getting pulled over by the cops.
Oh, yeah.
You get me to give you information I don't want to give you about, like, this is a last hope, Atherton's Dome, all that stuff. So that is it's not the pinnacle. Turning point isn't a big deal. There's another word for it where it's like, that is.
It's like the moment he just lets her in a little bit.
But everything, a little bit to Michael is everything.
Right.
So this is.
It's a chink in the armor.
This is spread eagle for Michael.
Yeah. This is 10 catheters in.
Exactly. he's never done this, and he's got to do it to a human who, at this point, he despises, which I love because I also have this is peak Michael. Peak Michael hates humans, loves Max and Isabel, would fight and die for them, but he's not on the same page. Very not on the same page yet. Like he feels like he's an army of one.
Mm-hmm.
And in that sense, it's very peak Michael. So when he lets Maria in over kind of Max and Isabel know this, but it's new information for someone else. I just thought it was, it's very big. And then hold on. So it's Maria in the car with that. And then we have the whole thing in when we're in Sultan's, we're in the motel.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get in there. The car breaks down. It's a very, I wrote Hero 6.
Yeah, Hero 6.
Big Hero 6 with the alien where it goes
yeah
in my face, which, was before that, but I loved. I was like, oh, this is such a Big Hero 6 moment. And I love that movie. It's Wrong Gone Wrong, Big Hero 6 are my two.
In that order. Okay. Oh, boy. It's getting weird with the hands again.
I had to get... And then... But when
Have you seen The Wild Robot yet?
What?
Have you seen... What is it called? The Wild Robot yet? You might like that one, too. I'm not analyzing. I'm just saying.
Don't even start. What is that? I don't explain. Analyzing and explaining are two different things. What is Wild Robot?
Have you ever seen the Robert De Niro film Analyze This?
Yeah.
No, it's called The Wild Robot, I want to say. I haven't actually seen it, but it's like the kids saw it, David saw it. It's like about a robot that's suddenly just like stranded in the wild and has to raise something. And it just reminded me of someone.
This is so funny because I'm so anti. No, but
robot.
Actually, just thinking this is Big Hero 6, the robot, whatever his fucking name is, and Absalom, which is Wrong Gone Wrong. He calls the guy Absalom, but it's my favorite name ever. Mm-hmm. They're both like robots. They have no feelings, no nothing. Like you shouldn't feel any feelings about them as a viewer because they are just electronically computed and everything. It's AI, right? It's ultimate AI.
Yeah.
And it's like, just destroy them. It's not a human being. It's not their life. It's not, and they convince you they are. And that's the most diabolical thing. And I gotta rethink this whole thing. I got sucked into Ron, who's a broken egg robot, and Big Hero 6.
Lips are zipped. I have no take on this. I have no insight.
Yes, you do. What is it?
Into just peering into your soul. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say here. There's no way that you were in that same situation.
What do you mean?
You've never felt alone. Okay, can we please just because I refuse to walk down the path of being told I'm incompatible.
Oh, are we still on that?
This is where I come clean that I am a robot. That's why.
Peels off her face like Ex Machina or whatever that Ex Machina.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Go. That's why your cheekbones are so...
It's so...
They're lovely.
I think it's mean that people are mean about older people's cheekbones. Like, yeah, your face starts to fall and you can just see your skeleton. Cheetah tears. Okay. My note that was the most dramatic here says the radio for traffic updates. That like just the fact that they don't know where to go, they don't have MapQuest, they don't have a Thomas guide, and that they find out that traffic lays ahead and it's going to thwart possibly the entire night is through a radio update was shocking to me. I don't identify being around during such a time.
What way do I turn on 285 South? Pop quiz from Speed. Remember Speed? Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock.
Methamphetamines?
I don't know what that means. Oh yeah. No, Speed, the movie. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock. Pop quiz.
Sandy B.
Pop quiz. I don't know. He says something after that.
Oh.
Pop quiz, Mister. I don't know what that is. What way does Michael turn on 285 South? Is this how he keeps the bus from being blown up on Speed?
Turns a right. His right.
Left.
His
bus
left.
blowing up. Yeah, I
Wait,
turn
hold on.
left.
You know, I do this with my kids. Like, L is for left.
I turn left.
Why is it so important to find out where you come from? That question that she asks? What the fuck? Why wouldn't that be important to someone?
Pretty fucking important.
Yeah. Why would you want to know where you come from?
And then you talk about your dad later on.
Yeah, and it's like,
I think you're just trying to get information. I think you're trying to frame it as like,
Yeah.
why is that so important? Even though you know, and you're trying to, why is it important to him? When you ask that question, you've probably answered it for yourself as best you can at the time.
I
and
think
she's
it's kind of the opposite. I think she's so in denial about that kind. You know what I mean? But
no,
have the self-awareness
because
yet
you
to
had
do
this
it.
answer. This answer was locked and loaded in the room with the father, and you had the
Right.
whole limo.
I think that's her first time realizing, like, yeah, that's a part of also knowing where you come from is who your dad is. You know?
Yeah, so she had it in there, and that's why
But
we
it's like
asked
a
the
lack
question.
of self-awareness, I think, is the. But you know what? What would I
Or
know?
fear.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay,
One of my questions here is, what the fuck is going on with Adam's apples? We don't talk about this enough. You know, this is so fucking weird that you guys get this thing in your throat. Like, what? Brendan, you
I have
know
no
I don't
idea.
see men and women as like that different. But the fact that you get this weird growth right here. What's up? No! I don't want to see it stop. Is there a moment where you wake up and it's just there? It's like the wet dream of throats?
No.
Well, you weren't born with it.
Yeah. Right?
No, you're not. No.
I have to be. I have to
Louis
be
doesn't
born.
have one. No.
I have to. It has to
Okay,
be.
so the answer, the point is you can't answer that question because you think you were born with it. No way. No way.
Okay, hold on.
That develops later because I remember when you didn't have one. Okay. This is my last note.
Wait, are we going to answer that? We're going to save it.
Don't be mad. Geodesic dome interior, I wrote, is what I find when I get back from trips. I just don't remember the place being a disaster on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember anything of that day except
It was
for the
abandoned.
mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do we have to abandon things and they just go to shit, you know? Abandon it nicely.
The film stock, just the look of the whole show is peak Roswell. I do have Kyle in a spinoff. If we're going to do a spinoff ever, it's not Michael Maria.
Sorry.
You okay?
Adam's apples. Yeah. Ugh.
We're gonna end up together for better for worse. Never married, by the way. Divorced twice, probably.
On these good conventions, as I've learned that like we stayed together, I'm like, wait, what? Like I love that it's all unraveling. I had no idea. I thought that when Michael said that thing to Maria of like, it's you, it's always been you, I thought she had a look on her face like, cool, but it's too late. That's what I brought to work that day. And it turns out, no, she like runs off with him.
No, we don't know that.
Twist.
I am pool sharking my way through these things. That was the Michael spinoff.
I go on the lam with you. I thought I like took off, was like bye to everybody. And I think that was just more my personal feelings. All right.
Okay, do you think the kids... Okay, hold on. Two more
Yes.
questions. Maybe one. Do you think kids look up Elle Macpherson when they watch this episode?
No, I don't think so. No.
They don't know who Elle Macpherson was.
Exactly. I think they just go, oh, weird millennial reference.
But don't you look up those references in older movies you watch? Where like, oh, they mentioned that guy, like, or girl, like,
I was so
that'll
deeply
make more
insecure
sense.
as a kid that I wasn't smart that like rarely that stuff happens because I already did that in my youth.
But you're
Like, I
not
was so
youthful anymore.
obsessed.
You're an
But
old
that's
hag.
what I'm saying. Anything from the 50s to now that they're gonna bring up.
The 50s. You really think you know the 50s?
If there's a movie in the 1950s and till now that they bring up someone that was like Annette Funicello or someone who was like a pop star or whatever, like the odds are I'm going to know who they were, not because I actually liked them or watched the show, is because in my insecurities.
You don't have to give that. You just know.
I'm telling
them.
you.
I know the Kardashians. I don't have to say I like them or I don't.
No, I know, but
I
I
love
wasn't
them.
around in the 50s. The Kardashians are a part of our time. So, like, these kids weren't around when Elle Macpherson was a thing. I wasn't around when, like, you know, whatever.
Who?
James Dean.
Why are you so mad at me all of a sudden?
No, I'm mad at James Dean.
It was a nice question. You're mad at
Was
James
about
Dean.
James
He
Dean.
died out of... Poor guy. He died in Salinas almost.
This is why it's important to die, you know? People really go, God,
Well,
was he special?
Yeah, some people... Oh, I'm not going to say it. Whew, that was a deep one. I held
Where are you
back.
gonna go? Some people should die? Brendan.
Yes. Have you never wanted someone to... Okay, here's the thing for this podcast.
Well, as a person who's been accused of murder on this podcast, I have a great
Yeah,
chance.
allegedly. You know, I have a hard time pronouncing
Yeah.
murder.
Murder. Dad, how's murder?
Murder. Who's the... Wait, who does... No, the California guy in the
yeah, exactly.
No,
yeah.
in the SNL's
yeah.
skit.
Fred
Frank-
Armisen.
Who?
Fred Armisen.
Fred. That is my
Murder.
murder. I have to pronounce it like Fred Armisen or else I'm doomed.
Or a cow.
I couldn't do a murder podcast because I can't do murder.
Murder.
That
Yeah,
was-
murder bay just flows out of you like
Say murder.
murder. Murderer. Murdering.
Murder. Does it sound right?
Okay. Yes, you say it right every time. It's just like
I
your
do?
own head. Yes, I've never been like
Murder. Murderer. Murdering.
it is a big stroke like
100%. Okay. So wait, 285 South, favorite episode ever?
definitely our favorite episode. Or mine. Sorry, I won't lead the witness.
No, it's mine. And there's so many more things. We could do another one on this, and we're not. And I think we might be mentally not capable. We've never broken any episode down very well. So it's
May I
consistent.
just say, I think that is the magic of 285 South. I swear I'm not being lazy and just being like, that's why I didn't. That is one of the few moments, and many actors say this, there's very, very few moments where you actually have that like magic moment in scenes where you're like, whoa, like I wasn't in my head. I wasn't thinking about where I'm supposed to stand. Like, and that was that episode for me where I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so it's funny. It's like, there's not a lot to report. It just
No, but
was a,
there is. I have this. I was living. Check marks for me are the dream here.
the beginning of a first experience.
So this is the beginning of like Michael and Maria. This was the beginning of me grabbing hold of a character where I knew, because we had got picked up for 22 or 21, whatever it was. And like, this was the beginning of something super, where I was like, I felt like, it's funny.
In.
I was locked in, and I loved the character, and he changes and he grows. But this was the first experience where I felt like locked in. And it's why it was my first one. And I didn't know where this was going. I didn't know if we lasted or we're doing this fucking podcast, which has got to end.
Oh my God. Just stop being such a prince of darkness, please. Stop licking the mic.
I can't. I got this damn
like one or the other.
I got wait, what is this called?
The bopper stopper or whatever, yeah.
No. The damn.
Oh, you have a dental dam. Stop it. But Brendan, you wrote exactly what I'm saying. See, so you know I'm not full of shit. I know you love saying I'm full of shit.
No, you're not. It's why it's our favorite episode. We've never discussed what yours was versus mine
and why exactly.
Yeah, and it's ours because it's the same thing. All right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck off. Fuck.
Yeah. Jeez. I wanted you so badly to bury your face again in the dental dam. Unbelievable.
All right.
The X-Files with Majandra Delfino
and Brendan Fehr is a production of Portholes Inc. Media.
If, like us, you loved Roswell and wanted to keep watching the push and pull of Michael and Maria, then check out our show, Baron and Toluca. A brand new story set in a familiar town in New Mexico where a familiar combustible love is still playing out, and where paranormal forces still have plans, whether you believe in them or not. Check out the first 2 episodes at www.youtube.com/@xfilespod. That's EXFILESPOD.
The X-Files with Majandra Delfino
and Brendan Fehr is a production of Portholes Inc. Media.
Edited and mixed by Stephen Wells.
The music by Fred Corey.